Welcome to 108 Gate. We're doing a Divine Feminine reading first. Getting straight in. Let's see what's going on. I hope you're all well. Assertiveness. And there we go. Straight in. Being assertive. Rise up. Stand stronger and true. Courageous. Some things are going to need some deep attention. Some things are going to need to be left alone. This is where you may be switching, basically. If it's as simple as, do I need to keep doing things the way I'm doing them or change it? That might be an easier way of assessing what's got to be done. How to do it. All of you will be different. Let's see what's going on. There's a lot of variations of scenarios of how to check, how to assess things. So the reason that's coming in is because we have different emotional responses to things. So if somebody has a particular kind of way of interacting, it may make someone angry. Same situation, somebody else may feel emotional or like cry, or so it's looking at how you respond to things and then seeing how do others respond to things, and then getting that happy medium of going back to something that's more organic for self. Very, very strange energy. Right, Knight of Swords, clarity. Going forward to find the clarity of how to deal with something. So a part of this may be that you've done things in a particular way, the habit is a particular way, changing it up is on the card. It's possible, it's possibly beneficial on some levels, but at the same time it's a matter of making sure that you're doing it in a way that's honouring self. It's a very weird energy. Let's keep going. 9 of Wands, 7 of Cups, the Empress. Right, okay. It's making more sense. So, with the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Cups, it's kind of those things that you may have been led to endure. So you may have been seeking advice from, this is as an example, seeking advice from someone, and you're saying that this is the issue, what shall I do? And they give you an answer which is not appropriate for you, it's appropriate for them. You've taken on that advice and then you've gone through a certain worthy thing and tried to navigate this, but because it's not correct for you, it's not organically the true one for you, you've kind of took yourself off the path by asking for advice from somebody who can't give you advice about yourself. Hear me out. So this here is about navigating back to where you would have asked the advice from someone else and really feeling truthfully into how you respond and feel about the advice you gave or they gave you. So the reason this is coming up is because you it's like a pivot point. We talk about those stings. That sting is there. From that sting, what changed? From that piece of advice, what changed? From that piece of advice, why were you not feeling confident enough to assert your own suggestion for yourself? Why were you not confident enough to make a decision or a choice for yourself and then go that direction, go that way? Therefore, in the 7 of Cups, this is how we've got some things that are coming up that are illusions. They're not really meant for us, or they're just presenting very nicely, but it didn't actually pan out the way we wanted. It didn't come out the way we needed it to. But also in there are possibly 1 or 2 or more, who depends on who you are. Some examples of where you should have gone or you could have gone, but you haven't. Or that you may have done it but you didn't follow it to the next level or the next stage of completion or mastery or whatever it is. So this is all hazy and feeling a bit confused because of examples of not all of it, that you asked for advice, you followed the wrong advice possibly, and then that led you away from your higher self. It led you away from your authentic, organic path forward. So now, having this opportunity with the Empress overlooking this, so that you can get in touch with more so of your confidence, to be courageous, to be assertive, to say, actually, thanks for the advice, but I don't actually feel it's correct for me. Therefore, you start identifying more and more evidence and examples of where you were given advice and you weren't particularly clear on which way to go, and then took that advice because you didn't have an alternative at the time. Now it's kind of like a mass of course correction, or a map of course corrections going to be coming up. Enjoy this one. Quantum at its finest. Page of Serpents. So what I'm seeing is like a I don't know, it's like a game, like a video game or something, when you have to go along a path and you have to collect the points or the coins, you have to collect the different things, and it's like you've gone along the path and you've got a whole row of coins here and here which you didn't collect because you just stayed on the path that you saw first initially. So some of the coins are still in limbo, some of the coins are still in the etheric field waiting for you to collect them. That's what I'm seeing with the Page of Serpents here. It's a matter of retracing some of the things, not literally in most cases, is energetically. If I'd have had this time again, what would I have done differently? What would I have done had I chosen to not take that piece of advice and actually done what I wanted to do? This is going to be a trip for some of you. It's going to be a trip. It's going to be fun. It can be a bit unnerving at times, so don't do it until you feel confident or sure about it. But on some level it might just happen regardless of if you want to or not. Card flown out, 5 of coins. So usually 5 of coins is the feeling of being left outside of something, but it's in reverse. Therefore you are entering more so into a space of where you belong, of who you are, feeling organically and authentically more so of yourself. This is gonna, like I said, it's gonna be a trip. This is rocket boots time. This is rocket boots time. After you've done all your mapping out and considerations and decisions, looked at that you made incorrectly or possibly incorrectly before, or you may have at least wanted a bit more of an option available or alternatives available. So looking at the alternatives, looking at where the pivot was a bit off, a bit incorrect, and then just contemplating, just allowing your mind to contemplate, what would I have done if I was feeling stronger at that time, if I was feeling more confident in myself at that time, what would I have chosen instead? Let's see where it goes. Coins, 8 of them. Build, 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 keep building. Like literally, it just feels like you're collecting all those coins that you've left behind. You're collecting those opportunities that you felt like you've missed. It's not necessarily that they're all missed. It's just that they need to come back and reframe themselves. You need to give the opportunity for them to reframe themselves by taking the correct advice for yourself. You give yourself that correct advice. You give yourself that correct opportunity again. Set the intention, set the parameters, get the boundaries in place. If things aren't being adhered to, in respect to yourself, in respect to how you need to do it, then you need to assess that. You need to look at it, because if you don't, it's a slippery slope. If you do, it's a great whizzy experience, ready to be experienced. 3 of Wands, looking out to those things that where am I going, looking to the past, present, future in a different perspective, looking to the where am I now, how have I got here, where am I wanting to be, what did I do incorrectly or indecisively in the past, where did I let that piece of advice actually take me off path. That seems like a really, really strong message with this one. So we're going to go into the Divine Masculine reading, and for now, enjoy this. Don't rush. It doesn't have to be rushed. I know I said rocket boots, but the rocket boots point is once you've actually put the cogs together and it's functioning, woo, that's when it goes crazy. in a good way. Speeding up. So for now, peace and love.